What's up, guys? Sub-Zeric here, back for another VOD review. Today, VOD reviewing a game from the America's Soul Fighter Cup. So these are still, even though it's technically the America's Soul Fighter Cup, you can see on the right there, KC Double, Tomino. We are watching Xperion here, players from EMEA versus players from Americas. I think this is such a cool idea to have the EU versus NA show off. And then there's the APAC versus CN one, which maybe we'll VOD review something from that tomorrow, because we haven't watched any of that so far. But that's really cool as well. But I really wanted to watch this game because Xperion played very well across the tournament. I think it ended up going out in 11th, so didn't quite make final lobby, but had very good scores overall. And this was just a very good game to show off the comp that we're going to talk about today, which is Star Guardians. This is a comp that, has received a lot of changes throughout the last few patches. This patch obviously getting the change where it's not as good to play completely vertical Star Guardian, but I mean, there's still a lot of value in there. And I really just want to watch this game because it wasn't like a crazy, trainer golems game or, a Giga Econ game where we're going like fast level 10 or anything like that. It was just a good, honest game showing off Star Guardians and how to play it, all the ins and outs of it. So wanted to watch it. First dog here, I don't really like Hustler and not Supreme Cell, obviously. So I think those are two pretty easy rerolls. From an item slam perspective, I mean, the only thing I'd be happy to slam, I mean, you could make Morello or Guardbreaker, I guess. I would be more leaning towards making like a Morello here, or even a JG if you had an AP opener. We do a Scout the Lobby, investment strategy, not going to be the pickup either. I mean, if you take Sunfire board, then obviously you can't make Morello. That leaves you with like either the JG or the Guardbreaker Slam. And this is what we're looking at here is just Sunfire board. It's still a pretty solid augment. And one of the big things just to start off literally from the start here is that we opened with this Yasuo here, and yeah, we are going to play around this Yasuo with Midas Touch and the Guardbreaker Slam. I think step one, this is fantastic. Yasuo is actually just a really nice. Also, maybe I can actually... Nah, he's playing music. I don't want to have his music on top of my music. I was thinking, because he's not commentating, that maybe I could pull up his audio. But Yasuo is just such a fantastic early game item carry. This is actually kind of interesting because now we're going to have to make the call here. Do we want to play something? We are going to pick up the Cinder too, but I do think, yeah, this is probably strongest board here. He's so good with just anything. I mean, the Guardbreaker is great. If you get like AD type, bruiser items onto him, he's fantastic as well. But this guy just does so much damage. He gets the Mentor onto your entire board. So this is going to be our early item carry. And I think this is, step one to playing any kind of 4-cost comp like this is ideally playing it from ahead, playing from win streak. If you were just full open loss streaking every single fight, you're probably best staying away from 4-cost. You really ideally play reroll from loss streak, like 3 or 2-cost reroll, because that will allow you to stabilize stage 3. With 4-cost, you want to be playing it from, like a strong stage 2 into, stage 3. Maybe sometimes you lose a little bit stage 3. This fight probably going to be pretty tough to win here. It is the replication into belt here, double Warmog Slam, and yeah, that is the world's biggest Malphite this early. So we are sadly going to lose that fight, but not the end of the world. You just need to be saving HP, right? We don't have to, 100,000 streak. Once again, this is not a giga high roll game, not a game where we're just being gifted, an easy win here. Okay, Rod's open here. What are you? I mean, I guess you take Glove here. Yeah, I think this is solid to go for something like an IE from this spot. Yeah, I was going to say, at what point does Xperion decide this is a Star Guardian game? And it's literally right now, which I think is totally, it makes a lot of sense, actually, to say that this is a Star Guardian game. We have the Guardbreaker already for Jinx, which is a fantastic item onto her. Now we have this Glove open for, IE down the line, which is one of Jinx's best items because so much of her damage comes from her spell. We have the Cinder too already, and I mean, yeah, this Yasuo is just a fantastic item holder. Eventually, maybe we could also move items over to Xayah, depending on what our items end up being down the line. But for now, this Midas Touch Yasuo doing good work, and yeah, the only awkward thing I will say is what we're going to turn this Rod into. You can make Guinsoo on Jinx in this comp, and it's okay. You would always prefer Kraken, though. Kraken's just like a better item in general, I would say, onto Jinx. So, she has Guinsoo's built into her kit already by just her kit literally says when you auto game more AS. So you don't really need, I mean, it's old Guinsoo's in her kit, which is even better. But yeah, you don't really need to build new school Guinsoo's on her. But yeah, we actually see this person. This is JC here. Also item holding the Yasuo in the early game. He's loss streaking a lot harder because he's going to start rolling. What is his bench almost looks like he's trying to play Rel reroll, but I hope that's not what he's trying to play. I mean, I did see a Malphite there as well, so maybe he's going to try to play for that. We'll see, but kind of crazy. We also definitely want to be on the lookout for Shen here. Shen usually a fantastic addition onto these boards because he is both Edgelord and Bastion here. You know, could even just be like a level up and play 4 Bastion and then Shen over Yasuo, move items over. And there is, oh, speak of the devil. I did not look ahead in this spot. I did not know that he gets a Shen here, but there it is. Well, we cannot make a red buff here, so this is going to have to be Last Whisper, I guess. So this is going to be the slam here, and yeah, it's going to be Last Whisper plus Gwynsus. Yeah, I like these a lot. And yeah, at this point, can move items over to Xayah. Oh, huh. I mean, I guess our other options were pretty bad, and we do opt to level up here we actually don't get 4 Bastion in here, which I think is a mistake. Yeah, I mean, fan service is obviously not the take, and then critical threat is not amazing here either. I mean, it's just awkward taking Golden Edge this late into the game, right? You prefer to be stacking this earlier, but it's still econ, and, you know, this also does open us up into a world where if we can, you know, streak for a little bit here, get some Golden Edge stacks, we might actually, oh, wow, is he gonna, yeah, he's gonna sell the dude there. He actually thinks this is the best version of his board. Interesting. Wow, okay. Band of Thieves, Climb the Ladder, both really fantastic options in this comp. I think I would lean Climb the Ladder, just we're going to play towards some kind of vertical here. But we'll see here. Yeah, he's thinking about both. Looks like he's leaning towards, yeah, he opts to take Band of Thieves here. I mean, there are a lot of good units to itemize on this board here. You are playing a comp. Star Guardian does kind of spread the power throughout. You know, it's one of those comps that buffs up everybody. I do think it's Shen, right? Because you're getting Edgelord over Sork, and like Edgelord is more important because you're carrying Edgelord. I mean, certainly, right? But yeah, I mean, this TG can go into like Nico down the line. It can go into like the Seraphine down the line as well. The TG is also, you know, stats, which is nice for Seraphine. So yeah, okay. TG maybe just too good in this comp. I think it makes a lot of sense in any comp like this, where once again, every unit on your board is getting stronger because of Star Guardian. This is not a comp where the power of your comp is concentrated in 1 or 2 units, and it's a comp where everybody does the work here. So I think it actually makes a lot of sense thinking about it more. And also, I mean, we'll see how Vert he wants to play in a Star Guardian. I do think it's way more acceptable now to play, you know, 7 Star Guardian, 6 Star Guardian, because of the changes to the trait where you get a lot more power early and a lot less power later. But, you know, if you get Star Guardian Emblem, you're still going to play like 9 Star Guardian down the line, I would think. So we're going to fight this guy here. Might be, I mean, it's actually a really close fight. We do get our first Golden Edge proc there, so +2 gold, not bad. And yeah, I mean, this guy, just decently strong board, though not even a lot of stuff to start, actually. But pretty happy here from an HP standpoint. 87 here, just lost a couple of fights across the course of the game, which is once again very good if you want to be playing into 4 costs. Going into Carousel here, I mean, we have our damage items made, so we're really just looking for what's the best poppy item we can take here, and he opts to take the Chain Vest here. A lot of good stuff that this can be onto a poppy. I really like, you know, Gargoyle into like Unstoppable Poppy, stuff like that, but we'll see. We also opt to play the Volibear here, though we're going to level up and just play 4 Bastion. Yeah, I like this better, actually. Yeah, 4 Bastion, like I was talking about earlier, I kind of like, and yeah, I mean, the Bear is good, but 4 Bastion is better, so I like this setup a lot. Rotate into, that is a Swain to, this guy took Duplicator. What is this guy? It looks like they're playing Kog'Maw, but also, how are you going to play Kog'Maw from your spot? I don't know what Dewa's playing in that spot. I'm very curious to see what Dewa's playing there. Ooh, first Poppy here, so hey, if there is something you want to complain about being high rolled here, it isn't a Poppy that early. And ooh, the best defense take here. So this is something that I want to yap about a lot, because this best defense power up, let's actually go back for anyone who's not familiar with it. When granting receiving shields, 175% of the shield's value as bonus physical attack damage on the next attack is added. Okay, I read it slightly wrong, but whatever. We opt to take that over Star Sailor as well, by the way. Star Sailor is one where if you're not going to be 8 Star Sailor, it's really not worth taking. 7 Star Sailor maybe, but really, like, you have to be 8 Star Sailor to be happy about taking that, just because you think about, 25% of a lot of the effects is just not doing much on a Poppy. The only other case where I think Star Sailor is good is if you get that double Star Sailor, 1 onto Poppy, 1 onto Jinx, then you feel pretty good. But best defense I want to talk about as well. So many people have kind of realized more and more recently that best defense, okay, that is also a Jinx on 8, on 7. So, okay, that is the high roll part of the game. Well, you got to high roll something. But yeah, best defense, I think people have realized is one of Poppy's best, if not just straight up the best power up onto her, because, she grants herself a giant shield just by herself being Poppy. And then also you can build shielding items onto her as well. There are also so many fights where Poppy just ends up kind of going crazy and killing the entire enemy board. I think it's Bramble here. Oh, is he gonna have to make a second TG here? Yeah, actually, this makes a lot of sense. And then you can save this Chain Vest for a shield item. Crown Guard or Protector's Vow. I think this is part of also the reason why we opted to take the Chain Off Carousel, because this can be 2 separate shielding items for the Poppy here. So it's fantastic. All right, next round we can level and roll here, but first let's see what we take here. I mean, I do think this can be triple combat augment, which is great here. I don't think it's explosive growth. Noble Sack. I don't know who cloning facility. I would take. Oh, he's gonna go cloning facility here. I'm interested to see what are we cloning facility? Poppy here. All right. Oh, we found a Braum immediately, which is a pretty good cloning facility. Down to 20 gold here. We're gonna sit for a little bit here. Oh, this is also another like very interesting tech that supposedly does work, and I mean, I think we're seeing it in action. He benches all the Star Guardians here because he wants to remove the chance of him possibly getting Star Sailor here, because Star Sailor, once again, not amazing, especially once, you know, you don't have it onto the Poppy here, and we know we want to stay on best defense there. So I think it's attack expert here for this guy. No, he's actually gonna take, well, he's gonna reroll immediately. It takes Gather Force here. I guess it has to be double strike, but I kind of want to reforge that as well. He's going to sit on double strike here. So actually in his head, double strike's pretty good. We have the Gwynsu's Rage Blade, so we're going to be autoing a lot anyway. I mean, I think you really want the spell crit one because we have no way of our spell critting right now. I'm kind of surprised he doesn't actually roll more here for the spell crit one, but he actually, I mean, Jinx does a lot of damage from her auto attacks, and yeah, I mean, I could see it. I could certainly see it. So, okay, this is our board here. But I mean, I love these little optimizations, right? Benching the units to try to not. It's so awkward because you have to bench so many of the Star Guardians to make it so you're not getting Star Guardian in. But I mean, I think it works. Also, yeah, kind of interesting. A lot of options here as far as boards go. We're playing the Braum right now because he's a great unit to duplicate. Though he's actually opting to dupe the Nico 2 here. So, interesting. He opts to play Braum here over the Koboko. We're not yet Poppy 2. I wonder if he did have Poppy 2, would he opt to swap Koboko in? Because I could see this for now. Braum's just a solid unit compared to Koboko. And, you know, the multiplicativity of the heavyweight is not, you know, at its highest point here when you don't have Poppy 2. All right, Crown Guard or Protector's Vow want to be our pickups here. I think Crown Guard, yeah, okay. So we end up getting Crown Guard here. Fantastic here. That is our first best defense item here. Like I said, just so good on this Poppy, and I do think we must roll here again. Picking up some bears, interestingly enough. Not really sure why, because we're gonna play it. Poppy pair here, a lot of pairs. Kind of have to roll to 0 here. I mean, God, it's interesting that he's holding these bears. I mean, oh wow. I mean, he's open to, and we do hit the Poppy too, so we play. So he's open to playing this like Volibear Jinx idea, right? That's the idea, and we have the Braum already, so you can just fit Volibear pretty well into this board. Wow, and I mean, he would hold the TG really nicely as well. It's a really nice flex roll down there, actually, and we end up winning the fight. We don't end up, you know, playing the bear for now, but actually a really nice way of just showing, you know, a flex roll down here. We roll here. We end up hitting Jinx too. So, man, end of the stage. It took us forever, but we finally made it here. And he is going to opt to, okay, he is going back and forth between what he wants to dupe here. Also, we did end up selling the Koboko just to roll here, so this is going to be our board for now, is no heavyweight here. I wonder if we, you know, encounter the Koboko again, what we do here. It's also a pretty close fight. Oh my God, Jinx clutches out. This is huge here, and of course, we're going to lock for R here. So, I mean, pretty good spot at this point, but once again, you know, not, I wouldn't call this spot super high roll. We're Jinx 2 Poppy 2, pretty good items. We have all these TGs, but I would say this is a pretty average Star Guardian spot. You know, naturally the units early was pretty high roll, and then it took us pretty long to actually find the units. We do get a full Sterax dropped here, so I do think this is going to be our item, and then we can dig for better Jinx power up, I would think. Yep, Sterax is going to come down here, so fantastic. Gonna move the TG over to Ari here. Oh, interesting. So he was about to bench everything to change Jinx power up, and then he changed his mind. It's interesting. It seems like he really likes double strike here. Like he's completely fine keeping this here for now. I mean, maybe he thought he was running out of time and he'll try to move it next round, because I must imagine that the spell crit one is just a lot better here with the guard breaker, with the LW, but we'll see here if he wants to bench people now. No, I mean, it's okay. Yeah, okay. I think this makes sense. All right. Hemorrhage, no. Hyperactive is pretty good. So yeah, he is going to end up taking Hyperactive here as his Jinx power up, and is probably just going to sit on that for now here. So these were the options. And yeah, I mean, I think people think pretty highly of this. To me, honestly, it sounds not that great on this board, just because you already have so much attack speed onto Jinx. You basically have 1.5 attack speed items here. And so more attack speed doesn't seem that amazing, but to be fair, like attack speed does kind of like filter back into her kit and stack up everything. So it's not too bad. And especially with the extra damage from Poppy, you're gonna get that first takedown quite fast. There's also the world where, you know, maybe we end up going on to Carousel here, we get like an IE, then we could move the LW over to Zaya, and then actually have a good setup there. Also, what is this lock? Is there someone like looking for Volibear 3 in this live, by the way? Okay, also move that's a nice tiny little optimization there. Move the TG up to the rel here, just to make sure that you're getting the best value of your items. We can remove her again and move that TG back down to the Ari if we need to, especially wow, and I mean low key this could have been a TG on rel diff, like actual. There's the IE if we can get it. If not, Kraken is also fantastic, but the downside to moving the TG up to rel is now that TG has to stay on rel because, oh, wow. No IE take here. It's heavyweight spat take here, actually. This is such an interestingly played game. I'm really happy I have auto-reviewed this. And now the Volibear is going to come in here. Heavyweight spat on the Braum. We're going to move this TG down to Ari. We kind of were thinking about moving the Nico TG. It's also so interesting that, I mean, he valued, I guess the cloning facility Nico does receive the benefit. You saw there, she gets the shield from Rel. They receive the benefit of all the Star Guardians. So I guess, like, if you think about a 7 Star Guardian, just a random unit that you can play, there's a lot of value in that. Okay. Makes sense. And this is going to be our setup here. I mean, it's such an interesting Jinx setup. This no IE Jinx, no spell crit Jinx. It's just like an auto attack based Jinx with not even Kraken. I'm surprised she's doing so well, but I do think this best defense Poppy is doing an insane amount of work this game with just the amount of damage that she's doing. The cloning facility, I feel like, has also done a lot of work. And yeah, they're just hitting everybody else is doing a lot here. Now, we are going to fight a Viego, a reroll player, and lose to that. I mean, such is life. This Viego unit is not very normal, but oh, good here. Also going to get some kind of lucky gloves here. Very, very nice. That guy's Gwen too. Oh, okay. Looking around this lobby, people looking quite strong. At least we made it to 9. We do. I mean, we're still 7 Star Guardian. I really want to see, once we hit something like a Seraphine, I imagine that must come into the board here. But yeah, I really want to see, how the board ends up. I mean, that's a bear too, and we can think about moving TGs over there. Don't really need to hold Koboko at this point. No item for Jinx there. So we opt to take Shojin here, and it's gonna end up being Hodge actually. Oh, interesting. Okay. I know I've heard of decent people talk about the amount of magic damage that this comp does. I actually want to look at the damage chart because we could have taken Spark though. I mean, we don't have the Seraphine yet, so it's not all that much, I guess. But I mean, I want to see here. Oh, is this not going to show me? I mean, this is a great win for us, but I want to see the damage chart. Oh my god. Okay, we'll have to wait this round. Okay, there's Seraphine though. That'll probably help how much magic damage we're doing if we even play it. I mean, yeah, maybe. Okay, yeah, he's gonna opt to cut the Braum. Yeah, okay, yeah, he's gonna opt to cut the bear actually. Yeah, I think this makes sense. I mean, the Bastion effect's so good here. Edgelord really not doing much, so yeah, I think this makes sense. So still 8 Star Guardian gonna be the play from him. But you have to think about it. There's a lot of, you can be pretty flexible with this board these days. I mean, honestly, this board's doing a lot of magic damage. I mean, now part of that is going to be Seraphine contributing to it, but like the Ari, this, I mean, the only problem with taking Spark here is who would you Spark? I mean, I guess you would Spark the Braum instead, which doesn't seem horrible. All right, we are going to duplicate the Braum here. Interesting. He's gone back and forth between all the units that we're duping here, and is finally going to end up duping the Braum after all this time, which is kind of funny because I mean we could have duped Braum at any time here. I mean, duping Braum is great. If that Braum can cast, and I think the clone did get a cast off though. I think it casted on a unit that Braum was already casting on. Oh, that's such a close fight as well. Though Bobster are dead here, so it's a top 2. Wow, we toughed it out and made it to a top 2. I mean, I think this is just a fantastic game to show how to play Star Guardian. Like, I think it's just like if you need to know the ins and outs of this comp. I mean, I think this best defense take was awesome. I think it's so interesting. A lot of the augment selections this game were a little bit surprising to me, but make a lot of sense in hindsight. This Jinx itemization, I mean, it just goes to show you do not need Bis Jinx to top 2 a game. We had no IE this game. We have no, like, really AD item at all onto Jinx, and I mean, we made it to top 2, so I think this is a fantastic game. I do think we are about to get cleared by this this insanely capped Zorks board. So yeah, really, really cool game. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, check out my Twitch, my Metafy, all my other links down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, as always.